What's going on YouTube? Sean here, and welcome to day number 21 of the Godzilla Rewatch. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about the one and only Godzilla versus Space Godzilla. Ooh, Space Godzilla. He's like Godzilla, but from space. So this is a film that I feel like it's kind of a mix to bad rap in the terms of the Godzilla franchise. We got a lot of cool stuff in here. We got Space Godzilla, we got Mogera being implemented into the movie. We got one interesting character here. We have this guy named Yuki who has a hatred of Godzilla, and he's pretty good. G-Force is involved some more. We get some cool action and abilities from Space Godzilla. There are some dumb, hokey aspects of it. For instance, there's kind of a bit of a romance with Miki Saigusa and this other guy. And then you got kind of his, the one guy's one friend who's kind of a whiner. And then you have like these other like bad guys who are just trying to take over and just do this thing called Project Telepathy to control Godzilla. Stuff like that is there. And then I have some other issues too, like for instance, when Godzilla first fights Space Godzilla and Godzilla or little Godzilla gets trapped in these crystals, then he just sort of seems to walk away. Yes, I am aware there is like a deleted scene out there where Godzilla just tries to help him, but if it's not in the movie, you can't use that as an excuse. Like, well, in the deleted scene, like it's a deleted scene. If it's not in the movie, it didn't happen at all, so we got to factor that in. So yeah, that always kind of bugged me too. Action sequence wise, there's some cool stuff. For instance, Space Godzilla has all these unique and creative abilities. He can fly, he can levitate things, and it really makes for an exciting climax when he goes toe to toe with Godzilla. And then you got Mogera is in there. Now Mogera hasn't been seen since the Mysterians. This is like his official or her official rebranding. I don't know. Some people call Mogera like he or she. It doesn't really matter. It's a robot. It doesn't really have a gender. So yeah. So Mogera's there. Mogera is an interesting looking mechanical machine. Nowhere near as cool as Mechagodzilla, which makes me wonder why they didn't just rebuild Mechagodzilla. But, you know, it's cool to give Mogera another chance. Mogera hasn't been seen since the Mysterians, and this is a nice little rebranding. And once again, switching from Showa to Heisei, where you go from villain to hero. So, yeah, it's cool to give Mogera another chance. You know what? Mechagodzilla's got plenty of movies. So, I mean, if Mogera wants one, Mogera can have one appearance. I don't see the problem in it whatsoever. But, yeah, so Mogera's doing that. Space Godzilla doesn't come to Earth to take over. They actually kind of have this weird explanation of how Space Godzilla was created. It's actually a very detailed theory. It's almost like they know for fact what it is. So Space Godzilla could have been formed when Godzilla cells, branched off from Biollante and drifted off into space, or when Godzilla's cells fell off of Mothra, went into space, or some other weird reason. They went to a black hole, which fell through a white hole, created all sorts of weird energy stuff, and blah, 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 blah. Space Godzilla's born, comes to Earth to kill Godzilla because it just somehow knows that Godzilla's there. I don't know, there's some weird stuff going on in terms of Space Godzilla. I don't know how Space Godzilla is aware of Godzilla's existence on Earth, how it can breathe and stuff. You don't really know the full origins of Space Godzilla, how something like that can just be created like that. But yeah, Space Godzilla comes to Earth, doesn't kill Godzilla right away, just kind of flies away after knocking Godzilla down and trapping his son, who's really dumb in the movie, mind you. Little Godzilla is kind of adorable, kind of a combination of Minya and baby Godzilla from Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. He's grown up just a slight bit, because as you know, this is a continuation of the previous film. He's definitely more baby-friendly. He's got that innocent little face. You just want to go, oh, pinch those little cheeks. Stuff like that. He's got a connection with the humans. Like I said, I like the character of Yuki. He's kind of like this guy who seeks revenge on Godzilla, who killed his friend, who was in Godzilla vs. Biollante, one of the guys trapped in the tower. So he definitely has a interesting relationship in the movie between Net and Godzilla. He's got this pure hatred, trying to do things to kill him, like using some sort of blood coagulant, so on and so forth from there. So yeah, you got that to factor in. You got some good action sequences. Yeah, it does definitely kind of drag a bit towards the end at some points in this movie. It's like, okay, Godzilla gets knocked down. Space Godzilla didn't really have a reason to leave. Maybe he just wanted to fuck with him. If he wanted to kill Godzilla, then he should have killed Godzilla. And the Shobinjin, the Twin Fairies, show up to tell Mickey that he's coming to Earth to kill Godzilla, but yet it doesn't make sense why he just kind of leaves Godzilla there instead of just finishing him off for good. I don't know. Take it for what it's worth. He's just kind of doing his own little thing. And then he goes to Fukuoka, starts stealing some energy. Godzilla and Moguera end up teaming up to fight SpaceGodzilla because, well, let's face it, Godzilla's outmatched here. He's got a more powerful opponent who got all these unique abilities with his crystals and stuff. And yeah, SpaceGodzilla is the main draw of this movie for me. Like, if SpaceGodzilla wasn't in it, it'd be a so-so decent Godzilla film. But because he's in it, he really helps elevate this thing to being better than what, you know, it is. Is it my favorite of the Heisei series? No. It's definitely not my favorite. It ranks behind Godzilla versus King Ghidorah and Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla 2. But I'm going to rewatch Destroyer, and I'll let you know if I think that one's better or not. But I used to like Destroyer a bit more. But yeah, this is one of the first ones in the Heisei series I ever saw. It's the first one I owned on VHS. Well, not counting Godzilla 1985. But yeah, in terms of like 90s updated Godzilla, going from Showa to Heisei, this is the one that I used to watch a lot. So I'm very nostalgic towards this one. I have a close personal connection with it, and I really like it. Music-wise, it's not a Fukube. And that's kind of a disappointment because he scored the previous couple films. But he comes back for Versus Destroyer. The guy who composed the music for this one ends up doing like music for 2000. And he did the anime trilogy. In terms of Godzilla composers, he's definitely lower tier for me, personally. The music in this one is fine. They do include some classic Ifukube scores. But it just like SpaceGodzilla's theme is menacing. But the rest of the score overall, it just doesn't have that same impact that like Ifukube has. For instance, there's just something missing with it that just only Ifukube could have. So yeah, there's definitely that aspect of the movie. Other things to mention, can't really think of any off the top of my head. Like I said, the final climax is cool to see them just using their unique abilities. I do think this one is a bit underappreciated in terms of the franchise. Is it the best of all? No, definitely not. But SpaceGodzilla is probably my favorite Godzilla villain. If you had to like you know, put a gun to my head and ask me, who's your favorite Godzilla villain? I'd probably just shout, like, would it potentially Mechagodzilla? But Mechagodzilla's been kind of more of a hero, for instance, a lot of stuff. It was like, is it King Ghidorah? Like, SpaceGodzilla! And I would love to see SpaceGodzilla make a comeback. So, yeah, there's that. But anyways, what are your thoughts on this movie? Oh, yeah, one other thing, the ending. Godzilla kills him using a super atomic ray. I guess he was able to, like, gain some energy that SpaceGodzilla was drawing from the planet. And, yeah, that's definitely some more teases for things to come. Whenever he uses that super atomic ray, you know you're fucked. So, yeah, there's that. All right, that's all I got to say about this one. Let me know in the comment section down below what you thought of Godzilla vs. SpaceGodzilla. Is this one that you like? Is this one you think is underrated? Or do you think this one just flat out sucks? I don't care. Let me know your thoughts on it so we can talk about it some more. Hit that bell for notifications. Be sure to come back tomorrow as we're going to be talking about Godzilla vs. Destroyer. And wrap up the Heisei series. So, yep. That's all I got to say. Take care now. Bye-bye then. I'll see you next time. Go Godzilla, and we're one day closer to King of the Monsters. All right, I'll see you all later, everyone.